right, this is Ryan and Amelie. It's the 26th of June 2025, and just got done, basically watching videos and witnessing the tragedies in Los Angeles and across the U.S., where once again the coexist people are burning the cities down. This time it's protesting the kings of the country. It's a no kings protest, which I think is hilarious because about 2 months ago I released an album, Shanty album, and one of the songs was Kings Without a Crown, and the lyrics expose the truth about our presidents in history and Trump as well. And out of 45 presidents, we've had 47 presidencies, but out of 45 of them that were separate individuals, only 2 were not part of King John Lackland Plantagenet's royal lineage. So the signer of the Magna Carta in the 13th century, King John Lackland, the phony king of England, if you watch the Disney Robin Hood cartoon, this is the guy. And anyway, all U.S. presidents are not just cousins or distant relatives of this ancient English king, but they're literally directly his grandsons. So all of them but Donald Trump and Martin Van Buren, even Obama was one of his grandsons, but Trump and Martin Van Buren were not part of the royal lineage. So Trump, the king that they're supposedly protesting, is not actually of the royal lineage that all the other presidents were. We have a dynasty in the U.S., a monarchy, and it all comes from that ancient English king. And this is, part of the deep state that we're, hearing about, that Trump is dismantling, something I really like about him. And I made a podcast a couple of days ago, and I showed, my expectations for Trump, because he started sort of appealing to a libertarian standpoint back in 2016. So November 15th, 2016, and I'll put this video in the description, I said, hey, if he does all the things he promised to do and, keeps us out of wars and everything, he's my guy, whatever. Dismantles the Federal Reserve, gets the federal government out of cannabis laws and regulations, and lets a free market thrive, he's my guy. And I also wanted him to put Hillary in prison. He promised to do that, and he never did. So the war thing I'm not happy about. The fact that he never put Hillary in prison I'm not happy about. But overall, he's done really good at dismantling the deep state. And just like I say, he's not a king like they're trying to protest right now. It's ridiculous. They should have been protesting Biden and Obama and Bush and all the rest. But they didn't. They're protesting the only one that isn't a king in our generation.
Well, first we start off with George Washington at the top. And then it goes to John Adams, Thomas Jefferson.
11-year-old Bridget Dovigneau says she's made a first-of-its-kind discovery that President Obama and all the presidents before him, with the exception of one, are related and descendants of a former king of England.
No, they are all cousins, and they're grandsons of John Lackland.
Dovigneau says she spent countless hours on the internet over the summer researching the lineage of our presidents, a project that started with her trying to trace her own family tree.
But I'm the first historian to do all the presidents. I'm very glad I got this done, and I think it will turn out to be a success.
The Monte Vista Christian 7th grader has written President Obama to tell him the presidents before him are his cousins. She hopes to present this family tree chart personally to the president. But Bridget has her skeptics, including this reporter. Her biggest supporter and firm believer that Obama is a descendant of a former king of England is no doubt her mother.
If you have a child, and they 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 have a child,
Like names change.
all she's saying is this guy is the great, 25th, 27th, depending on what line it is. He created all this family. So do I believe it? Yes. It's hard, but it's true.
was won in a fight. The rest they kissed rings, swore oaths in the dark. Their honor just ink, their spines made of bark. But these two sail free where the cowards all drowned. No fighter shut out, just their own ground. Heave ho, the tide's low. False kings rot where the cold winds blow. But two stars burn in the red, white, and blue. They took their own throne, fair, square, and true. The whiskey for the kings unchained, who laughed at the whispers of bloodlines and names. When the next helm's taken, here's the question